Oh god. Yeah, I messed up. I unmuted the wrong thing. It's all messed up. No, it's good. Finally, thanks for the info. I talked for almost 10 minutes muted. Damn it. Happens. Well, we can't change that anymore. I hope we are audible now. And we will be starting with our base code. Reinforcing those checker patterns. Yeah, welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome. To everyone on YouTube. I have been starting uploading my stream content to YouTube, so if you are watching this later on, welcome to the video. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, we have been painting this orc for a while now. And I'm looking forward to finishing him. It's fun, but we want to keep get going on our Golden Demon project. Yeah, thanks for the information again. Being muted is not very beneficial. I want to be very very precise here, so we have very clean and nice checker patterns. Okay. We did a decent job last stream. So there's not that much left of base coding or freehanding these little squares. What are we looking? Yeah. Just taking my sweet time here. The cleaner they are, the more effectful the soft shading will be. Yeah, I think I should have created a YouTube channel earlier to upload my streams there, but it was just so overwhelming getting into all the streaming stuff and having everything ready all at once. I just wanted to get started at some point. Get my hair out of the way. That's better. I haven't continued on this Ork off stream. I've been busy, have been chilling a little bit. I feel better now. Was pretty exhausted the last time on Thursday. Not much sleep and just in general. Joschrep, was geht, was geht? What's up, man? Yeah. Doing some checkerboards. Trying to be neat. Just started the stream. Being muted for 10 minutes until I got told to unmute myself. Yeah, going good. Going well. Yeah, but I'm super chill. I've eaten already. I have a coffee with me. Took a shower. I'm just chilling. Ready for some hours of painting. Not really expecting a crazy viewership on a Saturday. I think most people are out visiting friends or partying. I don't know. Doing something. But not us. We are painting. Yeah, thanks. How far are you with your cultists? Any progress so far? Are you painting right now? Sir? He's like, you're going slow last week. Yeah, I haven't painted off stream or anything. I haven't painted at all. So this is exactly the state we left off last stream. I have considered painting off stream actually. The orc skin, like a couple parts I like about the skin I've painted, but a couple parts are still so unrefined and kind of sloppy. And I thought about fixing this off stream. But I think I will do it on stream at some point. Just thanks, Shogun. Welcome to the stream, man. Today it's gonna be the checkerboard patterns, finishing them off, adding scratches, wear and tear, some soft shading, some fading. I thought about adding some fading to the checkerboards. I've seen those on other Ork paint jobs. Have them fade to black on the sides. God, my hair are so annoying right now. But that's the plan. Finishing the checkerboard patterns, and depending how fast I can go, I want to start on this white tarp thing. Yeah, glad to see you in here, mate. Glad to see you in here. Yeah, I've just started the stream not very long ago, and then I was talking muted to myself for 10 minutes. Good morning. Oh yeah, and I forgot a component that should be black. But I'll do it later. Even though these should be white, these teeth. And I've painted it all metal. That's on me. Maybe I just paint those teeth white and leave the base metal. Just seems a little bit overkill. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna paint those teeth white. I haven't cut back in with black yet. I've only painted with white so far, so those rectangles or squares are still a little bit messy. I'm looking to make all these shapes very clear and very straight, all these lines as straight as possible, so it looks more like a sticker or decal and less like I've just painted it. My brush is splitting already on me. Yeah, right now I'm only focusing on those outer edges. Like I said, making them as straight as possible. Also, when I have little spots where the white doesn't cover as well, And you're always gonna get that from the natural chalkiness of white paint. I just dot. I dot the pigment into the spot where it's missing. Just very carefully shaping those squares. I think it's a good day to do this for me today because I feel very calm. That's not always the case. Some days you're just more nervous or can't really calm down that easily. But I feel pretty calm. It's perfect for this kind of work. I mean, it's always perfect painting miniatures when you're calm. But some stuff is easier than others, than other stuff, and other things. Also with these little teeth, I want to make sure that I kind of paint it from all directions. So there's no silver edging, no metallic edge. It always looks kind of weird, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be a very chill, laid back stream. It's really different when you paint on your day off compared to a day where I've already been out there working. his knee needs a little bit more work. His knee needs. Sounds funny. Especially the upper squares are hard to reach and not there yet. We have to find some weird angle to get them. I don't know if I said that when I was muted, but definitely gonna rework some of the skin when I'm mostly finished with all the other stuff. Gonna do some refining later on. A couple areas I'm pleased with, like the metal, but then I want to add a little bit more rust. I want to add blood effects and all this kind of stuff. So when we're mostly finished with the miniature, there will be a bunch of effects and things that I will add to the model that should give it an even better look. Some gore, some blood splatters on his tarp, his claw, his knee, his bandages. Gonna be fun. Okay, now we're gonna take black and shape those little squares a little bit more. I will add, oh yeah, Shogun. Yeah, it should be really cool. I will add some blood effects on this little tarp, on his knee, on his claw, on his bandages, or his bandage here, and maybe some on his little tools. I will play around with it. Yeah. And I want to refine the skin a little bit. I think it will look really cool. I think blood splatter effects are really nice and really fun to do. I always try to think how those splatters got there. Not just randomly applying some dots, but also thinking, okay, what could have happened so he looked like that? Where should the wound be? How would it look? I'm trying to do something. Maybe I even look up some blood effects from movies or something to get some references. Okay. Let's start with black and clean up. It's not too much to clean up. It's pretty good already, but it's always something to improve. It's gonna be very minimal work here. Just very tiny little fractures of white that you're removing. If a line is a little bit crooked or there's some white artifacts on there. Like when those squares are touching, sometimes you get, it's hard to make the edges perfectly 90 degrees. So you get some spillage of white from one square to another. Sorry, I describe it so awkwardly. But I think very clean checkerboard patterns look so cool. So Warhammer as well. Don't want to take it too far. They should still be very much touching at the edges. Yeah, I have to add a little bit of white again. I want to finish this section first before I move on. Because one of my weaknesses, I think, is I jump too much. I jump around too much. And then I don't finish a section. And in the end, you always forget about stuff you forgot earlier to do it later, and then you end up with a bunch of areas that you still should have been painting, but you just forgot. So I'm gonna do it all now, finish it, and then we're good to move on. And I don't have to make mental notes on all these things. And I'm not the kind of guy that writes down everything. So if I'm not writing down, I should at least be finishing stuff before moving on. Sorry. Yeah. Also, I wanted to try the Vallejo game color. Dead white. Let's try it. Since we're base coating anyways. I don't know how good it is. Sorry for the noise. Just wanted to give it a little shake. Oh, thanks, Sugar. Yeah. I'm not 100% happy, but it's okay. Definitely for this model, it's pretty decent. But I can spend so much time on this stuff. It feels like there's never a point where it's perfectly done. But then again, it's painting. It's not computer generation. So I kind of like, even if you see that it is a painting or it's painted. Let's see how good Vallejo Game Color Dead White is on top of this titanium white. Oh, it's pretty good. On top of almost fully covered titanium white, it's still busted up. And it's pretty smooth. And it doesn't feel chalky. It feels more like a regular acrylic paint. What I also found with this kind of freehand rendering kind of thing is that you, when you rotate the model, a straight line all of a sudden can feel crooked just because you rotate it. So rotating helps a lot. And I know this from digital art. When you flip the canvas, you will see perspective errors that you couldn't see before. Sometimes your painting will look all wrong just because you flipped it horizontally. It's especially true for symmetrical things like faces, like symbols. Just turn it on its head and you're gonna see all the stuff that's not quite, or that's still out of whack. Let's say it like this. I'm not very good at symmetry or painting symmetry, but a lot of times I can see with free hands that they're not really symmetrical by experience. But when you flip it on its head, it's so interesting how different everything looks. And also your eye gets used to looking at that thing. And once you flip it, it's like a new image. Your brain isn't really processing it the same way. Sorry if I'm covering with my hand. Happens from time to time, sadly. And we're not even in focus. Sorry, guys, for being too concentrated here. Yeah, well, I like that color. Let's apply it to the shoulder as well. Maybe add a little bit of water here. But yeah, I hope you are all having a wonderful weekend. A chilled, relaxed weekend. I hope you have time to paint. And you're enjoying it as well. Also, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Got a cozy little stream going on here. Painting some squares. Gonna go in with black now. They still look like rectangles, but it is what it is. Sorry, just trying to get this in focus. But yeah, my objective is to get them as clean as possible before I start with the soft shading. So we don't have to mess with it too much later on. Can just shade and add some scratches, wear and tear, and do some highlighting on the black then, and we're done. Can move on. And we're gonna go back to white for a little bit. It can be a lot of back and forth. No, but I have to admit I like the game color white. It's decent. And I have some dust in here. Taking my hobby knife to remove it really carefully. Yeah, it's pretty deep in there, but it's annoying me. And since we're gonna add battle damage later on anyways, it's not even bad. We got real scratches now. I'm not even gonna repair that now. I'm gonna keep that as battle damage. It should be fine for starting some soft shading. And I was thinking about what color to use, and I think we're gonna use some Bale brown. I'm gonna try it at least. What's my brush soap? There it is. It's almost gone. It's the last of it. The last remains. Also, my new desk didn't arrive yet. I had ordered a new desk. It should have arrived either yesterday or the day before. And they changed the delivery date a bunch of times, and then the time. And I worked from home that day because I wanted to be able to receive that package. But so far I haven't. And I had planned to assemble that thing and do all that today. And I have no clue what's the state of it right now. If it's gonna go back to the sender, or if they're gonna try to deliver it one more time, I don't know. Pretty unlucky. I definitely need a bigger desk. I'm running out of space. Especially now with all this camera equipment, the microphone and tablet, what have you. So much stuff on this desk now. I need more space. It's really crammed. Also, when I start working on Scarbrand, it's a huge model. I need space. Okay. This should be good enough. The silicone mat I'm using as a backdrop is moving slowly but surely. Sorry guys. Alright. So what we want now is some glaze medium. Get it over here. Using this stuff. Dollaroni. Like metal. Good evening, man. Nice to see you in here. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're having a nice weekend. Welcome, welcome. It is okay so far, so it's not horrible. There can be something to settle down for as well. Gonna get myself some Baylor Brown. It could be too yellow. I'm a little bit scared. Maybe I should use more something like Carrick Stone, but Carrick Stone, I don't know. I'm gonna try Baylor Brown. We're gonna see how it looks. You spent the day with Chewy. Nice. Yeah, I've seen him a lot on Instagram lately. He has been popping up on my feed pretty often. Seems like a nice guy. Oh, my beard is getting long. So, let me switch to palette. I'm gonna take some of this glaze medium, add some white to it, so we're breaking up the white. Add some water. Don't be too stingy with the glaze medium. Get it all to a kind of milky consistency. And now I want to add some of the Baylor Brown, not too much, but a little bit. Like this. Maybe it's too much. We're gonna see. But we want to soft shade. And we're not gonna do this with the pure Baylor Brown. We're gonna mix it with the white. And then we're gonna apply it firstly around the bolts. I'm gonna apply it there first. We can repaint them later. I don't need to be super neat here. I can just black them out after and give them a metal highlight and we're gonna be good. I kind of want to touch all the white squares with that new mix. Oh, what am I listening to right now? It's a playlist from All Them Witches. It's a really nice band I've been listening to for a long while now. But the last track was, let's see. Sorry. Oh, it's King Buffalo is the band, and the track is Centurion. So yeah, King Buffalo is the band, but it's all in a All Them Witches playlist on Spotify. It's an amazing band. I've been to their concerts as well. Just very chill, kind of psychedelic as well. So far, I'm not so sure with this Baylor Brown if it's too yellow. But I'm experimenting. I think it's alright. If I keep pushing it a little bit more, it should be alright. A little bit more Bale Brown for the stronger recesses. I just don't want it to look super clean and super white. A little bit grimy, a little bit dirty. Some sepia tones. Maybe I use Beta Brown first, and then I'm gonna switch to all them witches, man. Check them out, man. They are fantastic, especially for painting, in my opinion. They have a really good sound. They have very different stuff out there as well. Not every song of them is the same. There are a lot of different kind of tracks. I recommend them for sure. But of course I do because I like them. But yeah, they're worth a listen for sure. Especially if you like that rock, laid back, alternative, maybe a little bit psychedelic sound. I like that stuff. Can totally zone out to this kind of stuff, yeah. And I like rock and metal, but for some reason, metal just makes me nervous when I listen to it when I paint. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I have a certain vibe where I can do it, but most of the time it just doesn't get me to the flow state. I need something more laid back, more chill. And I think that's also very or important to recognize what kind of vibes or atmosphere you need to be performing well. And I noticed that just listening to chill music gives me a more patient mindset. But everybody's different. One of the main artists for Magic, Brad Rickney, he's amazing. One of my big idols, kinda. I really like this guy, his work, but he listens to a lot of Slayer. And I couldn't be listening. I like Slayer, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't be listening to album after album of Slayer and keep my cool while needing to be super chill and precise. But I still think it's cool. Yeah, it depends on the mood, totally. I mean, I have electro playlists as well. It's like phases. Sometimes I like rap, sometimes metal, sometimes rock, alternative, sometimes industrial, I don't know, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it depends on the mood. But in general, I notice that when the music is too aggressive, I tend to get stressed while painting. Otherwise, I love metal. I listen to Pantera, Slayer, all kinds of stuff. Just when I'm painting, I can be a little bit sensitive. It feels like we're doing well here. It's all nice and yellow. It's that perfect nicotine white. Slayer is amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, it's a mood thing for me too. And I will have different playlists running on here, of course. But I have been listening to a lot of the same stuff. Nice nicotine brown, yeah. It looks pretty nasty. Now I want to blend it all a little bit. Because I have some darker parts now, and some parts are still really white. And I want that sepia tone to be touching everything just a little bit. Because when you do it like that, you're gonna miss the edges. And they're all gonna be framed with some white edge because you're not trying to cut into the black. But that makes it look awkward, in my opinion. Not as believable. But then we still want to fade to black. And I'm not talking about the Metallica song. I'm talking about these checker marks. Oh yeah, laundry. Thanks for reminding me. But yeah, sure, man. No biggie. Take your time. I still want it to be red as white and not as yellow. That's still important to me. So I'm buffing up here and there. Adding some white back into the mix. Yeah, that looks better. Cutting back in with a mix that has a little bit more white in it. Looks okay. I like it. But yeah, I don't want it to look yellow. Should still be red as white. So it's just a little bit messy and grimy. Okay. I'm not sure how to do that. And I never made that effect that those checker marks, those checkerboard patterns fade to black. I have several ideas how to do it. I mean, I could just thin down black a lot, but that could be predestined to produce coffee stain effects because it's too strong of a shade. Maybe I have to add some white into there. I'm gonna try it out now, to be honest. I'm gonna try it on this little edge here. I have no idea if it will look good. Maybe it's not the best idea. Maybe I should make like a gray. I think so. I think I should make a gray more of a gray. So it's not that far of a jump. Otherwise it feels too much. I don't want it to be all faded, but some parts at least. Yeah, I think a gray is a good idea here. Seems like also around the edges, a little faded around the edges would make sense. But then I still want to have this beta brown effect. It shouldn't be just gray. I need a little bit more. More of a brown. And then just gradually add a little bit more black. To be honest, I don't know if that is the effect I'm looking for, but it looks okay. I think it looks kind of neat. It's a good practice, good experience to see how it looks. And Very careful here with these bolts. I want to paint them from every direction fully. There are easier ways to do this, but I want the cleanest approach. I'm not sure about pure black battle damage. Maybe it should be a little bit grayish as well. It's too stark, it's too harsh. I want some smudge effects. Huh. Yeah, it feels very experimental here. But it's always gonna feel like that when you're trying something new. Still, I want to highlight those edges a little bit. With the white squares, and then we still have to do the black highlights. That's a killer track. I like that stuff. I'm not sure if I'm in love with this. It still feels very I don't it feels very rough. I wouldn't say I'm in love, but it does the job kinda, I guess. But that's usually not enough for me. I want to look at the box art again. One sec. I mean, theirs is kind of yellow, but it feels a lot brighter than mine. It's not as dark, it's not as dirty. Maybe I shouldn't have done both. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. I don't hate it. Sorry for the streamer tunnel. Maybe the middle square could be brighter a little bit. These feel really off now. These feel really random. I need to clean my brush again, I think. It's a little better. Now we can add some of the gray to the corner squares. But I need more glaze medium, I feel like. I want it to be subtle, not too much, not too overbearing. Yeah, that feels smoother than what I've done before. It's funny how fast you can learn or adapt. Once you notice something and you try to improve, you think for solutions or you start looking for solutions. For example, the gray was too dark. I've brightened it up. I've been more conservative with the usage and it looks way better. I'm gonna water it down a little bit more, add some more glaze medium to just have a very weak mix. Yeah, that looks decent. It really feels like it goes around his shoulder. It has some volume now. Gonna do the same with his knee pad. Still have to add some battle damage here on the shoulder. I think I'm gonna stipple it more than be painting it. Because these squares are so small. Every line is gonna look huge. So just adding some dots around should be sufficient. Some very small damage. It kind of also hides imperfections. Let's be real. It's good for this kind of stuff. I'm gonna add some battle damage to the knee pad. I think the knee pad is gonna get the least amount of attention because it's so hard to reach and it's not really that much visible. What's always looking good is some little battle damage on the edges. Very carefully placing some dots. Finally, I'm finding some precision here on this brush. I was way too sloppy with my first battle damage. Also, we still have to do the black highlights. Yeah, let's do the black highlights and we should be fine. Moving on. We might get started on his white cloak tarp, whatever thing. Sorry. Moves the camera a little bit. Want some Ashen Gray. Sorry for not talking that much today. I've been in a very chill mood, just painting a little bit. It's a very chill Saturday night stream. I think a lot of people are out, maybe gaming, chilling, watching a movie. I think I will stream again tomorrow. Sunday is a better day for streaming, I think. Just in general. Now it's a bit awkward because we have to paint those highlights just on the black squares. Don't want to go into the white ones. We still want to go for chunky highlights, so trying not to be too thin. Something like this. I think I should have done another highlight with 50-50 Ashen, 50-50 black. But we can do it right now. Smooth it out a little bit more. Should be right. So where is our Dawnstone? Dawnstone, where are you? Gotcha. Quick shake. We don't need much. Just a little. And we can already get Administratum. Very quick highlight. Do I have it here? And if not, where is it? There it is. that going already. Oh, it's almost dried up. Not quite, but it's not much left. I had this pot for years now, so it served me well. Yeah, well, what is a good day to stream? I figured like Wednesday, I think it's surprisingly good. I think Sunday is good. I'm not sure about Mondays. Mondays might be good too. I will figure out. But there are definitely days where it's just way more people looking, way more people online. But then it always depends, right? On different factors. Some negative edges here. Still gonna highlight those. Will look more neat in the end. And now we're gonna add admin and welcome back, by the way. But yeah, we're grinding. My main idea behind streaming was as well that I'm sitting here and I'm painting anyways, so why not just stream it? And that was the initial idea behind starting a stream. Was I'm sitting here anyways, I'm basically producing content, I'm not using it. And I like talking about my thought process and stuff. So that was the initial idea. But then I think we can do so much more with the stream once we catch some momentum. And just slight scratches in gray. Just some very muted. But otherwise the black looks so clean. It's kind of weird. Yeah, why not do it? To be honest, it is different. So before I could just concentrate 100% on painting. And now I have to consider stuff like is everything in focus? Am I center screen? What is chat doing? Is everything working? So there's some things to consider, but once you get the groove of it, and I'm not doing it for long, I'm doing it like 10 days now, it becomes more natural already for me. It's old and weak. I mean, I'm using a very old laptop. You can scroll down to my gear on the About page. It's not a very strong laptop. You have to consider that you're not running games at the same time. So the only thing it has to be able to handle is Streamlabs, OBS, Spotify, maybe a little tool. But that's it. You don't need much. It's definitely not like you're playing some AAA game and try to have good performance and still good quality. But slow internet can be a little bit trickier. Depends. I mean, my first stream, you can compare it. My very first stream, I was running on 3000, what's it called? Kilobits, bits, bytes. 3000 kilobyte. And right now I'm going with 6000. So you have a direct comparison what this looks like. 3000 is still pretty good. It's only when you start moving around a lot it gets more blurry. But I'd say go for it. The only thing you need is basically only one camera. You can only go with one painting camera. You don't even need a face cam. You could use a webcam. Palette cam is nice, so gives more insight into your painting process, what your palette looks like. Oh yeah, without a face cam. Yeah. I mean, that's super chill too. Why not? It's just that I don't mind. I mean, everybody's a little bit different. There might also be streams where I don't have a face cam on. It depends, but so far I don't mind. Also, it's a little bit easier to connect to a streamer when you can see them. But yeah, I would just go with one cam, just paint, maybe a palette cam. I mean, with Dave, you're gonna watch him no matter what. But then again, it's not only about people watching you, it's also yeah, just using that time that you're sitting there anyways. You're painting anyways, why not have a camera running? I mean, sometimes it's really nice to just pay on your own pace. You don't have to worry to be interesting or to be on screen all the time. Yeah, thanks. I've tried to change it. I had it more, I had it higher up, but then you would only see my forehead, you know? It's only be this. Look at my scalp. And having it lower gives it a better angle. But then I try to prepare a nice stream background and stuff, and you can't see it anymore. Yeah, but with my new desk, I will change things around a little bit. I have a lot of pointers, what to go for, what to not do. But yeah, thanks for the feedback, man. Trying to improve. There are many more ideas I have. I just started a YouTube channel, by the way. It's the same name. It's also called The Late Man on YouTube. I started just uploading my stream content on there. So we'll upload this entire content from part 1 to part 10, what's gonna be, for the orc until he's finished. And I also want to upload the Golden Demon stuff. But it's gonna be more like a stream channel. I want to do multi-streaming as well, so I can just upload all my streams on one channel. And if I find the time and energy to make actual YouTube videos, I can make a second channel for high production value, quote unquote, which it's not gonna be, but more like actual YouTube format videos, like tutorials or just whatever Warhammer art subject. Adding some information to the little teeth. Maybe I should add some recess shade all around, some black recess shade to pronounce them a little bit more. Maybe that's a good idea. Yeah, it's much better contrast. Can you see that? I think so. Should be good. Yeah, I like this more. Now I want to add some final highlights. Some white, especially to the tippy tip. That should be good. I was highlighting the shoulder thingy. Let's keep on doing this, finish it. And we are done with the checkerboard stuff. At some point when I'm done with my new desk, I'm gonna make a picture of my setup and I'll send it to you. Maybe it helps you or gives you some ideas how you could do it with your stream. I mean, just an idea, just an offer. Or if you have any questions, yeah, ask me. Even if I'm still pretty clueless myself. That's all the witches, by the way. Oh yeah, no problem, man. Gonna hook you up. No biggie. And it looks okay. Doesn't look too bad. For some of our first Ork checkerboards, I think it's pretty okay. Gotta cut ourselves some slack. Yeah, let's leave it at that. And now I want to see what we can do for his tarp. I always call it tarp. I don't know what to call it. We're gonna use Ulthorn Gray as a base coat. It's already base coated, but we have to use it as a component of all our shades, because we're gonna soft shade this stuff as well. I'm gonna soft shade it with Thunderhawk blue, and then the second thing I'm gonna add later is gonna be, I think, Ashen Gray or something. It's gonna be a kind of dark, dirty white. At least that's what he looks like in box art, and I kind of want to go for it. Let me show you. As you can see, it is some very dark grayish, dirty white with a lot of blood in there. So yeah, add some Thunderhawk. Haven't been using this paint in a while. It was one of my standard Dark Angel colors to shade the white chapter symbols. But then at some point I think I only went with Fenrisian Gray and only used Thunderhawk Blue for the recess shade or the panel lining. For my own taste, it was a little bit too dark. Maybe I'm already gonna add some gray in there. Can you see that? Let me drag it down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Like that. Looking for a cold bluish gray. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm using every little nook and cranny on my palette sheet that I still have. So right now I'm looking for a gray that's not too dark, that's still a bridge between the base color, something like that. And of course we want to add some glaze medium. We're running out of space big time. So if some glaze medium there, gonna be very stingy and use that stuff. That should be pretty neat. Add a little bit more water. Okay. Now let's start applying it to his thing. I don't care about all the leather bits I painted already. Right now it's more important to me to get the shading going. I have to do the leather again anyways. So we are not worrying about that. We want to introduce that grayish, dirty white shading to his cloak. And with the lighter shades, we're gonna start rather roughly. I'm not really worried too much about neatness. We're more focused in pushing all these pigments into the recesses and be very generous with it. Just one thing I notice here is that I have to clean up the base coat just a little bit. I've touched the outer edge with some brass color. Feels kind of good to be starting on this stuff now, because I have been doing everything else but this white thing that's been glaring at me all the time. It has been watching me. Let's get that base color going and cover those metallic parts. Yeah, I can also see a big difference already just by one shade. It doesn't seem like it, but when you go in with the base color again, you can see that's a pretty big hue change. And value change as well. But I need more glaze medium. It's not enough. Add some more Delaroni. Oh no, it's not for Golden Demon. It's a warm-up piece to just get a feel for it again, because I haven't been painting that much. I mean, I haven't really been posting on Instagram. I haven't really been painting that much. To be honest, since last Golden Demon, I have painted very little. And this is a piece to get back into it. Get going again. Yeah, I'm kind of ashamed. But I didn't paint that much. It's time again. But it is for a good friend of mine. He gave it to me quite a while ago and asked me to paint it. I never promised it to him because I was so busy. But now I wanted to paint him as a warm-up. So he's lucky, he gets his Pain Boy painted. And I get a warm-up before diving headfirst into that Scarbrand mega piece. I'm not in focus, am I? Sorry. Yeah, I want to be extra careful here. Especially along those edges, to not be touching skin, to not be touching brass or his pants, his boots. You go along everywhere, basically. We're not worried about the leather. Like I said, only the surrounding parts. Yeah, but already looks way better than it was looking before. Still pretty patchy and messy, but introducing some shading helps. I got an itchy nose. Please don't sneeze. Also a bit more watery, so we can be more rough and it flows better into the recesses. And we just established general shading. So I'm going to try to pull it all together with a more wash-like approach. Still aiming for the deepest recesses. The mix is Ulthuan Grey, Thunderhawk Blue, and Ashen Grey. I add Ashen Grey so it doesn't end up too bluish, but I still want a cool tint in the shadows. So a little bit of Thunderhawk is very welcomed. Yeah, I don't paint with magnification at all. I think I have very good eyes. I didn't even realize for the longest time that it is something, or rather special or unusual, let's say it like that. Yeah. I have no experience with painting with magnification. I have some goggles, some glasses, but I wore them I think twice and for like 2 minutes, and I couldn't use them. I felt like I didn't see better than without. The only thing that's different is that it's bigger. But the sharpness and amount of detail didn't improve for me with glasses. Maybe there are better ones. I got some cheaper ones from Amazon, some stuff. But yeah, I didn't feel them. So I stopped using them, and like anything I paint is without any magnification. Maybe someday I'll need them. I hope not. I hope not too soon, at least. But then again, my eyes are only very good on short distances. I'm short-sighted, so a lot of people think I'm arrogant or cocky just because I don't greet them. But it's not because I'm arrogant, it's mostly because I don't even see them. If you're coming from afar, chances are I have no idea that it's you. So it's like every superhero also has a weakness, you know? And for me, it's like long distances. I'm blind like a mole. Okay, now I want to make it even darker, but I think I have to kind of make a new mix here. So we take the base color. We don't need too much. We need some Thunderhawk blue. We mix it in. It's very blue. We take some dark gray, which we mix ourselves. 1-to-1 or 2-1 Essen, 1 Abaddon. We mix it in. It's not dark enough. We add more of it. Yeah, it doesn't look bad, but I think I need it even darker here. Add more. Add more glaze medium. I'm just play by play now here. Ah, you can't paint without anymore. Yeah, for me it's like I can't paint with them. It feels super awkward. Yeah, and I feel like it's not an improvement for me. Not the only improvement would be that it's bigger. That helps too, but it's not sharper or not. Yeah. But I think it's totally fine to use them. It's not biggie. Maybe it's even less stressful on the eyes, but for me, it's not that stressful. It's okay. But if I do a lot of very detailed work, of course, after a while, it's hard to focus because you are so locked in with your eyes, keeping focus on some tiny little detail. Yeah, I had times where it was very hard, like late in the night when I had been painting for many hours, and suddenly I couldn't even focus anymore with my eyes. That is, I mean, it's all a question of habits. When you do it for a while, you're gonna get used to painting without again. 100%. 100. But yeah, I think it's just more convenient because you don't have to worry about adjusting, or it's just you look through your eyes and it works. But I was like, okay, let's buy them and see if I can even see better than what I usually see, so I could make even crazier stuff. But then I used them and I felt like it's not that much of a help, to me at least. Yeah, first hours your eyes hurt. It's the same with glasses because when you wear glasses, your eyes are relaxed, but you can still see. And usually, your eyes have to flex, like the muscles behind your eyeball have to flex your eyeball to be able to see in the distance or to adjust and focus. And using just regular glasses, not magnification glasses, but regular glasses, definitely it makes it easier to see, but you need less muscle power to look far distances. But what I personally noticed is, like I said, I have very bad eyesight on far distances. But when I start actually looking out of the window, for example, looking into the trees, to the canopies, at first it's really hard for me. It's really hard. It's almost impossible to focus. But then when I concentrate and I really try, all of a sudden I can focus it. And after like 2 or 3 days when I do it, all of a sudden I can see it very nice and nicely and clearly. It like my vision improves from day to day. The more I use uh, the implicated muscles, I can definitely feel a big improvement in a very short time just by practicing it like a workout. And I feel like sitting in front of the screen, sitting or looking at stuff just in front of you, atrophies the muscles that we need when we would be outside and looking in the distances, looking in the mountains. Like this kind of stuff, we don't do that much anymore. unless you're on vacation, hiking, or doing whatever. But being at work in a cubicle in some kind of office, coming home, playing video games, or you don't really look into the distance anymore. And when you look into the distance, it's in some kind of game, but then it's not a real distance. Like you look into the mountains and it's a nice view inside of the game, and your brain thinks you're looking far, but in reality you're just looking at a screen. It's not a real depth. And I was asking myself if the brain kind of connects that, and in reality when you start looking into the distance, it still does the same muscle memory that you were doing when you were playing GTA and or Elden Ring or whatever open world kind of thing, where you would be looking into the distance. I was just thinking about this kind of stuff. But one thing I've noticed is using your eyes helps a lot. But like you said, I had to get used to it. In the first few hours, my eyes started to hurt. Yeah, at the beginning, it's really hard, but then they get used to it. And you can exercise them. And I feel like nobody does that. Nobody exercises their eyes intentionally. But for a painter, it's such an important tool. So why wouldn't you be exercising it like an athlete? We are just very focused on eyesight and precision and hand movements. But I think it would make sense to exercise your eyes, to have longer times where you can focus. Basically, you update your own resolution. Yeah, we accept that. And of course, I get your max gets lower, but on the same hand, on the other side, we never go to the max. We always are somewhere mediocre or going low because we don't use our eyes. So I think if we would exercise them, look into the distance, even if you're just looking out of a window, and start to actually use the muscles that are implicated, you can definitely improve your eyesight. I know it from myself that it works. And it goes pretty fast. It's not that you have to do it like for weeks or anything. It goes pretty quick. It's like next level miniature painting meta. Like exercising your eyes, have like a workout routine, you know? Wearing like a deep cut tank top, standing at the window, making like making like circles with your eyes. Something like that. I'm selling my eye workout program on Patreon, guys. Subscribe. I have my eye workout program for miniature painters. Dude, that's the best idea, dude. I'm gonna do this at some point. I'm gonna make an eye workout program with all the stuff that worked for me. Kind of funny. We're getting pretty dark in the shading now, but that's kind of what I want. I want a pretty dark shading. Should look kind of dirty overall. to get shredded, dude. Like you got muscles on your eyes. You got a bicep on your iris, dude. I don't know what this should be looking like, but yeah. But like, do this grunting noises while you do the reps, you know, and it just pushing through it. Strongest eyes in the world, man. Gonna get the Guinness Book a record for strongest eyes in the world. My eyes can lift way more than anybody else's. Lol. Once we are done with our highlights here, shading, I went a little bit ahead of myself. We're gonna do highlights again as well. It's mostly about the deep shades now. So yeah, what we're gonna do now is go into the opposite direction and brighten things up a little bit more. This way we can smooth out the shading and also buff it up. Until we get our final highlights, which would be Celestra Gray and maybe a little bit white into it again. Or Celestra Gray with a little bit of white mixed in. Yeah. But like I said, I'm looking to mostly buff things up again and smooth it out. But the surface is kind of getting kind of messy. But yeah, I'm gonna continue a little bit more here. But this thing is gonna be a topic to finish tomorrow. Gonna finish the tarp tomorrow. And after that, we only have to redo the leather and his tools, his little saw and his hook. Then we have all the pipes where blood is running through. We have the syringes. And last but not least, we have the little gobbo on his back. And I'm totally looking forward to him. He's gonna be last. The little goblin, I'm gonna paint last. And I will use a different skin recipe for him too. I found some nice recipe on Heavy Archive. I'm gonna use the 40k orc skin recipe basically, because the orc's recipe right here is the Ork recipe from AOS. But I like it a lot, and it works on 40k too. Why wouldn't it? It's a bit more olive and a bit more muted, but it works. I'm still not sure how I will handle the Golden Demon thing, time-wise, because I have to paint way more than 3 hours a day. Or at some point I will. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, because it's kind of hard to paint longer than 3 or 4 hours on stream. Because you never take a break, other than zipping on your coffee or anything. And it's non-stop painting, and it can be a little bit exhausting. So I have no idea how I should be painting 8 or 10 hours yet on stream. Still clueless about that. But yeah, beginning of next month, I'm starting a new business, quote unquote, like a small business. I have to do it for Twitch, so I can complete the affiliate program registration thingy. I need to fill out a tax form and stuff like that, and for that I need to make a new business. And it's gonna be beginning of next month. I have my appointment. And I will register the Twitch thing. And then I can do channel emotes, subscription badges. It's gonna be fun. Looking forward making these graphics. It's another passion of mine, just doing nice graphic, yeah, just 2D graphics, illustrations, stuff like that. But yeah, that highlighting or buffing up stage with glaze medium is really important. I can just see how much it does for the smoothness. just this back and forth between shading and highlighting until you get the smoothness you're looking for. We're gonna go even a little bit brighter. Because I'm feeling it right now. Kind of feeling it. Cleaning up this patchiness. One thing I don't like looking at is like very patchy surfaces where you can see all the paint blotches and dried drops of paint, and just looks so not smooth. I'm all about smoothness, and I fail at it a lot. Like rarely I get it as good as I want to, but we're improving. The good thing is on stream everything looks better. Stream everything looks more smooth than in real life. Just layer by layer, increasing the value. Just a lot of very subtle changes here and there, but in the end they will pay off. Really struggling for space on this palette now. It's really tight. Sorry, I just headbutted the camera. Happens to me every now and again. Not sure if it's dark enough, if the shades are dark enough, but when I will be painting in all those leather and metals, they gonna get blocked out black. Or at least black and Rhinox hide mix. It's gonna make it appear like it's even darker. That's my hope. It's my big hope. I'm placing some edge highlights so I have an understanding of how bright the base coat is when it's covering. And I can blend into that then. And later on, replace it with a base coat plus white highlight mix. You have to go to bed. Man, I totally understand. Thank you so much for hanging out, man. It's a blast having you here and chatting with me a little bit. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a great night. Black Metal. Thanks for stopping by again. Maybe I'm gonna be here tomorrow as well. Most likely. In the evening again. So if you're painting, you wanna chill out, hang out a little bit, you're welcome always. So yeah, cheers. Have a great night. Cheers, mate. Much love. Yeah, the stream is coming to a close pretty soon. Still adding some highlights for tomorrow as a preparation. But we will have streamed another 3 hours, and 3 hours is currently my go-to. Doesn't mean that in the future I will have longer streams. Probably no 24-hour stream anytime soon, but we're definitely gonna have longer streams as well in the future. Maybe 4 to 5 hours in between there. Maybe 6 on the weekend. But that's gonna be a lot. I'm removing bits of dirt. Yeah, good night, Class 7. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out, as always. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Good night, sweet dreams. I will just be chilling a little bit after stream. Relax. Enjoy the Saturday night. Maybe play some games. Maybe organize my stuff here a little bit. I don't know yet. Something I want to do. Yeah, but I think the shade helps a lot already. I think it's a pretty good start to work on this. Let's look one more time at the stuff we did today. Bring it a little bit closer. Hey yo, Pointless! What's up? Mods Online. Sorry, I've been not been on from the start, been working and just got back. Dude, no worries, man. Glad to catch you still. We were almost heading off, but I will show what we've done today. I'm not going to finish him today, but we did some nice progress. We did those, let me get it even closer so you can have an actual look here. Yeah, we did those checkerboards with some battle damage, some sepia hue. I did the shoulder part with battle damage as well. We did the kneecap with the same treatment. And right now we are working on his cloak. Just trying to get it into focus so you can see it bright. Yeah, we got something done. At least a little bit. Of course, these are smaller parts, but they need a lot of precision. They are basically the freehand aspect. Yeah, we did those little teeth there as well. Just some smaller details. Yeah, last time I did the layout, and this time around I adjusted them, fixed them a little bit, started the soft shading with the sepia tones, did the highlighting of the black. It's just a very small area, but because of all the precision I needed, it took me a little bit longer. Yeah, and we started soft shading and highlighting on his white tarp thing he has on his chest. Oh yeah, I'm not even in focus. So tomorrow we will finish that white tarp. After that, we will probably just finish the leather and the metal parts on his tarp. Maybe where I can get this entire part done tomorrow. That is my goal, just getting it done tomorrow. So I have his chest done, and after that we can focus on all those blood tubes, the syringes. We can finish that, and once we're done with that, we can do the little gobbo, and after that it's only the base, and then he's done. Took quite a long time, to be honest. I wasn't thinking that it would take this long, but still, we upped our quality all the time. We started pretty rough, to be honest. Even though I got a lot of compliments for skin, I think there's a lot of room for improvement still, especially on the skin, because that was the first thing I had on there before I even started painting or getting into him. yeah, my goal is to finish his chest, basically the entire chest area of him tomorrow. And then next week we gonna finish the model. I think it's pretty realistic to finish him some point next week. Sorry. So yeah, I don't think we have any. Let me look into Discord real quick if we have any posts in the new channel that we will show on stream. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, right now we don't have much updates, but join the Discord, guys. Join the Discord. I think you can also !Discord now for the mod. And you get the link. You can post stuff there. I will have a look at it on the end of my streams if there's a bunch of new stuff in there. And otherwise, I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna relax, enjoy my Saturday night. Thanks for coming in, Pointless. Glad seeing you. And tomorrow I'm gonna, we're gonna paint even more. We're back. We had 2 days off, and today and tomorrow we're gonna stream again. So yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful night and a great weekend. And I hope to see you back tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.